Hi, my name is Dahlen and I'm Professor of Midwifery at Western Sydney University. And for my PhD, I undertook one of the largest randomised controlled trials on warm compresses applied to the perineum during second stage to look at whether or not it reduced trauma for women and also whether or not it had an impact on pain and on satisfaction. Now that trial was published in the Journal of Birth back in 2007. And what we've been hearing a lot of in the last few years is quite a lot of morphing and adaptation, and people aren't really sure how to do this. So we're putting together this little video clip just to help you understand how simple it is, how easy it is. Warm compresses were never chlorhexidine trickled on a perineum from a warm heater nearby. They were never saline trickled on a perineum. I'm hearing all these sorts of kind of morphings of what the warm pack is. There is no evidence of benefit to those things, but we do have evidence of benefit with warm packs. The evidence that we got from the warm pack trial was also combined with another trial by Leah Albers in a Cochrane systematic review, and showed that when you use warm compresses during the second stage, you halve the rate of severe perineal trauma, that's third and fourth degree tears, and that women have significantly increased levels of comfort. That was from quite warm water, which we're now going to demonstrate you how to create, and a warm pack put on the perineum. So I just want to be really clear, trickling chlorhexidine, trickling warm saline that's been in a heater in a delivery ward are not warm compresses. Okay, now we're going to show you how to do it. And it's really, really simple. It's not complex, and I really hope other people now take this up and do it. So this is what you need. This is not highly complicated. A simple kettle that can boil, a jug so you can measure, a bowl, whatever kind of bowl that you've got that's clean, and either a peri pad to apply or just even a face cloth or a chucks wipe. That's what you need. Not highly expensive, not highly complicated. And now what we're going to do is we're going to talk you through making it up and then actually applying the warm pack. Now Holly's going to actually demonstrate how to make it up. Holly Prittis is one of the lecturers at our university. So what Holly's going to do, she's got a boiling kettle here, and she's going to add 300 mils of boiling water into a jug, as you can see her doing there very carefully. Now we always add the hot water first. She's now going to walk across to the tap, and note it is just simple tap water, and she's going to add another 300 mils of cold water to that tap. So the hot water first, the cold water next. That helps to mix it up so you don't have hot pockets. She's now going to add that mixture to a bowl. Remember, just a clean bowl. Doesn't have to be super sterile, doesn't have to be super fancy. And once she's done that, she'll either her pad or her face cloth. Remember, you can use either. Either option is fine. So she's going to add the pad at this stage. She's going to add it in, and she's going to give it a little swirl. And she's then going to squeeze out her pad. And just to make sure not a really hot side is on the woman's perineum, she's going to unfold it, give it a little breathe, fold it over the other way, and then that's what you're going to use to apply to the woman's perineum. So what's a really important point here is you never add more hot water to the bowl. And the worst thing you can do is add more hot water with a pad in it, because the pad can absorb the hot water and you can lead to giving a woman a burn. What we worked out in the trial is that 15 minutes of 300 mils hot and 300 mils cold is the ideal amount of time to have a good temperature. If the birth is going longer than 15 minutes, and that shouldn't be happening if you've applied it at the right point, then what you will do is you'll empty it out and you'll do the whole thing again. But please never add hot water to the bowl after you have made up the mixture. Okay, we're now going to show you how to apply it on the perineum. Got it. All right. So the first thing is, don't apply them too early. So what you want is a good amount of head to be up. You want the woman to start to feel the stinging before you apply. If you start to apply too early, then you won't get the maximum effect and you might swell up the tissue. So around about that amount of the baby coming through. Now, what you want to do in this stage is you only apply the hot pack when there's a actual contraction going on. So once the woman's got a contraction, she goes, oh, it's coming again. Holly's now squeezed out the cloth. She's going to apply it on the bottom part of the perineum, underneath where the baby's head is, not on the baby's head, and down to where the anus is. Doesn't matter if sometimes it covers the anus. If it gets contaminated, then all you need to do is get a new cloth so that you're not introducing contaminant where you don't want it. She's going to hold that on all the way through the contraction. And then the woman says, okay, you notice it's going off, baby's coming back, relax. She's going to take the cloth off, she's going to put it back in the hot water, and she's going to wait, and at the next contraction she's going to repeat that. She's going to repeat that all the way until the baby's born. So we'll do one more contraction just to show you. Okay, we have a contraction. Holly's applying the warm pack. The woman is pushing. She's just holding there. Now at this point, if you feel you need to control the head, if there are other things you're concerned about, you can always put a couple of fingers or a hand on the head depending on what you're going to be doing. But really all that's needed at this point is to hold the warm pack on the perineum. If you're concerned because you can't see the perineum, you can always have a little look, but to be honest, there is no benefit of doing that. Just holding that nice gentle compression on the perineum is the most comforting. Okay, contraction's finished. Pushing again, you can see the head's coming up beautifully. Holly's wrung out a cloth again, and she's now just going to put pressure on the cloth under the perineum, against the perineum, just like that. Nice even pressure. Try not to put fingers into the perineum too much, just a nice firm hand. If you need to put 2 fingers on the head or whatever, if you feel it's advancing too quickly, you can do that as well. And then when the contraction ends, she's going to take it off, put it back in the hot water. Okay, so here we go. We're at the moment of birth. Holly's got the compress on, and then you just have to let it go, let it drop into the bed as you manage the rest of the baby's birth. Very simple. So another important thing is that this can be done in any position, so I really don't want the message to be that you need to be on your back to do this. You don't. You can apply the pack on all fours. You would simply be applying it above, obviously, that's where the perineum is on all fours. You can apply the warm pack on the side. Again, you'd be applying it on this part. You can have your hand over the top and do it. There's not a birth position that you can't apply a perineal warm pack to. Sometimes the birth stool's a little bit more tricky, but other than that, most positions are easy enough to do it. You can also get the woman to hold it on herself, and that's another strategy, and women often feel very in control when they can actually do that. So bottom line is, women don't have to be on their back. They can be in any position they like. You just apply it and you just hold it on. There's nothing fancy about this. It's 300 mils of hot water, 300 mils of cold water from the tap, that's all, in a bowl, using a peri pad or a face cloth or a Chuck's wipe and applying it. And if you change the water, change all the water, don't add hot water to it, because what can happen is the hot water gets absorbed into the pad, and that's probably the biggest safety message that we need. So I really hope I see more midwives using this, and I really hope that we stop seeing some of the strange adaptive morphed practices that are currently going on regarding warm packs. Thanks.